And we're live. We haven't done this in way too long. It's time for another live chat from the driver's seat. This is Sandhills shooter talking to you, and just on my way up to do a little deer hunting over the weekend with Travis P11. So this wasn't scheduled, of course. They never are when you go live from the driver's seat. A little impromptu, so we will wait and see if the notifications work, if they go out to everybody. So it is a little bit dark as we drive. I will do my best to keep an eye out on the road for any kind of critters trying to run out in front of us, and watch comments as well. So I'll do what I can and try and keep the chat going. What's up, Joe? How's it going? I see, looks like 5 people watching already. If you're not aware of this, if you don't leave me a comment, I cannot see that you're here. So go ahead and say hi. Let me know what's going on. I don't have anything specific that I want to rant about. It's just nicer to be able to talk to folks as we drive down the road and kind of say hey and catch up with everybody. I don't get as much opportunity when I'm actually trying to run a two-way Tuesday chat, to be able to pay attention as much to the chat side of it. So I figure this is kind of my equivalent of a trigger time or a shooting it with Yankee type deal. So you guys let me know what we want to talk about, and I will do my best to keep up with what everybody's saying. What's going on out there? Joe's the only one I've heard from. Oh, there's Rob, New York Outcast. Running guns again. I plead the fifth. There may or may not be a few firearms in the vehicle. However, we are 100% compliant with transportation laws. So, absolutely. Hey, Grim 90's out there. What's going on, sir? I don't get to show very much of the beauty of Nebraska as we go and drive across the state in the dark, but trust me, it's pretty right where we're driving through. Almost as pretty as where I'm heading to. But here in about another 20 miles or so, I'll be meeting up with Travis P11, and I won't keep the live chat going after that. But I just figured I'd take a few minutes while I had some time and just turn on the camera, see what's going on, check in with everybody, find out how y'all are doing. So is that a laughy face? I can't really, those emojis are tiny on my phone screen and it's not super close to my face. So if you're gonna do emojis, make them, I don't think you can make them big. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for riding along. There's Mel the Nut. Live chat with Travis Mike. Now, I kind of fully intend, I don't know if Travis is watching this yet. I sent him a message and let him know I was going to turn the camera on. So I don't know if Travis is out there watching yet or not. He might be on the phone. He's already waiting on me. He left a little earlier than I did. So I'm just catching up to where our rendezvous is. But if we can tomorrow, we're going to do a few maybe impromptu live chats as we're goofing around trying to do a little hunting and whatnot. And what are we up to? We're going to go deer hunting up at my family ranch is what we're up to. And yeah, that would be fun. A little live chat going on. We'll see what we can do. At the very least, I'm going to take him up through some of the best deer hunting country that I've ever seen. And the cell signal isn't going to be super great all the way across where we're going. So trying to hold a live chat would not work, just because we'd spend at least half of our time roboting or buffering. So that wouldn't work. However, I'm hoping that he'll decide to just make a few short videos that and then I'm hoping also while we're hanging out this weekend that he can show me how his video editing software works, and we can kind of just splice everything into one video so you guys can see just see the beauty of north central Nebraska and the place that I'm lucky enough to call home. So, dare me to what? Do an Elmer Fudd voice impression while he's aiming. Yeah, probably not going to happen. And it's not because I'm unwilling or afraid, as much as I just don't have a good Elmer Fudd impression. So, I'm sorry, but we will not be very, very quiet. See, that's about as good as it gets. It's terrible. It's not like my Scooby and Shaggy impression. That's pretty spot on. Elmer Fudd, I just can't do. I'm sorry. So what's going on where everybody is tonight? What's happening? What's going on in the world? Aside from bump stock bans, we've all kind of put that topic. We've beat that one to death. So what else is happening in the world? Anything we need to discuss? We've got about 20 minutes to talk. What's going on in the world with all of you all? That almost sounded southern. What's going on with all y'all? I probably spent too much time chatting with Texans. I don't really have anything to fill the dead air with, so I'm kind of dependent on you guys to make the chat happen. Got a new 40, and you're trimming 223. So, is that a reloading thing? Are you trimming brass? I don't know anything about reloading other than, I mean, I know the basic components, you know, brass, primer, powder, bullet, shot, wad, whatever you have, but I don't know anything about the process. So are you talking about your trimming cases to length? Because I know that's something that has to happen. Getting brass ready. Okay, cool. There's always a delay when I ask a question before you guys hear it and then respond to it. Plus, you got to account for the time typing. So, just a quick update. Sandhills Sweetheart went into. Hey, what's up, gamer guy? Coming to us live from Iowa. It's cool to have you hanging out with us. Just to let everybody know, Sandhills Sweetheart took her second half of her treatment today. If anybody's not aware, go back and catch our 2A Tuesday where we talked about living with lymphoma. She's been diagnosed with that, so she's going through some immunotherapy and some chemotherapy treatments right now to put that into remission. And this was treatment number 4 out of 6. It takes 2 days in a row to get everything administered. So yesterday and today were the days, and we went through it again without any major reactions. She's taken a drug called Rituxan, which her body is terribly allergic to. They can't run it through at the normal infusion rate. They should be able to run the whole dose in about 6 hours time, and it takes 2 days because they have to split it in half and run it super slow. Otherwise she gets a bad reaction, hives, and her throat starts to close off and stuff. It's not good. We found out the hard way, but we've kind of figured out a system that works. So she's doing well. She didn't make the trip with me, but I do have some friends that are gonna make sure that everything goes well, and she's just gonna rest. She's gonna get way more rest at home than she would up somewhere else. So Logic Rex, hey, what's going on? We're just kind of shooting the bull as I drive. I'm gonna be meeting up with Travis P11 here after a while, and then we're gonna convoy on over to my dad's and hang out there for a couple days and see if we can't do a little late season antlerless only whitetail hunting. I don't know how every state does it, but in the state of Nebraska, it's carved up into a bunch of different hunting units, and they're all bounded by major highways. So we're going to the Kippaha unit, which is everything in Nebraska north of Highway 20 and west of 281 and east of 83. And then on the north end, it's bound by South Dakota. So one of the pastures where we'll be hunting actually is right on the state line. The north fence is across the north fence is South Dakota. It's pretty cool. So hopefully we'll get up there and get some video. Like I was saying, we won't be able to go live the whole time up there, but we'll get some good video. And then also, those of you who can see my avatar in my logo picture there, that hill is actually on the family ranch. And so we can go to the top of that, and that's also on the to-do list for tomorrow, is to drive as much as we can. It looks steep looking at the side you're looking at there, but on the back side, it's got a lot more gentle slope to it, so we can drive most of the way up it, and then we'll park, and we'll only have to walk about 100 yards to get to the top of it. And it's a breathtaking view, so I'm hoping that we can get some good footage. I don't know how well it'll show up if we shoot just off of phones, so hopefully Travis has his little better video camera with him, but we'll get some good stuff going. And like I said, hopefully we'll be able to splice a bunch of little short clips into one long video, but you can see a long ways. It kind of feels like you're on top of the world up there. And there's some rocks up there that are way bigger than they look from a distance, that's for sure. So that's one of the things I want to do, and go show you guys how close we are to the state line. Kind of go from there. So what else is going on? Let me see here. Cancer sucks. Been 10 years since the end of since Mel's surgery and the end of his radiation. So is it gone? Are we in remission, or was it cured, Mel? Hopefully it's gone, and you don't have to deal with it anymore. Hopefully surgery and radiation took it out. So yeah, it's not cool. And the lymphoma that she's been diagnosed with, it's not something that they can cure, but they will put it into remission, and then we'll go a long time unless it comes out of remission at some point. We'll do it again, do some more treatments, put it back in. So the way that the doctor described it, it's something that if you don't deal with it, yeah, it's not good, but it's kind of like finding out you're diabetic. It's not a death sentence. It doesn't really take years away from your life as long as you know it and you treat it right. So that's the biggest thing. Travis is in the house. What's up? So, all right. Mel says they say it's cured. Short a nut. At least you got the nut. That's good. It's worth it to be cancer-free. Yeah. Plus, you got a built-in line now. If anybody starts giving you crap, you can always just say you're going to take your ball and go home. So you've got that now. New York Outcast wants to know what Travis is using deer hunting. I know the answer, but he can answer for himself there. But it's not wabbit season; it's duck season. Actually, I don't even know the small game seasons and the waterfowl seasons. I don't hunt either one. When I was a kid, I used to hunt rabbits all the time. He usually says he's half the man he used to be. Yeah, I don't think that you're any less the man you used to be just because you lost one of those to cancer. Not in my experience with other people I've met that are in that boat. They're every bit the man they used to be. But still, we don't want to give you too much guff, so we don't want you to take your ball and go home. But no, I was saying I haven't ever legally hunted wabbits with a permit in season, because when I was a kid I didn't even know that was such a thing. I admit no crime. I'm just saying that I never knew that was a thing. More aerodynamic now. Yes, that's awesome. Thank you, Lance Armstrong. Wow. Turns out chemotherapy is not the only chemical enhancement that dude had, though. So I'm kind of going to be a little bit amused, I think, when we do finally see some deer. And I'm curious to see if Travis actually, if the deer disappear before he makes up his mind which rifle to pull up and shoot a deer with. So unless he can try and just do both at once or something, and just have one in each hand. Maybe he's a trick shot artist. But I'm just curious to see if he's gonna have a hard time making that decision. Gosh, which one do I grab, you know? From the way that Travis has kind of explained it to me, I know that he is super, super confident with that Ruger Ranch rifle and 7.62 by 39. But of course, anybody who's been around that round very much is they know that it's got its limitations as far as distance goes, and so hence the 6.5 Creedmoor. But that's a brand new rifle that Travis is still working on breaking her in, so I know he's not quite as familiar with that rifle and optic combination. Plus, he found out that Remington core locked just isn't top-notch ammo. I know what 243 and 270 core lock cost. I mean, they're usually right around the same price as the Winchester PowerPoint. What's the price per box of Remington core locked in the 6.5 Creedmoor, Travis? I mean, is it still the cheap stuff? Ooh, already super shock tip in the 7.62. That's awesome. That'll get you $18.97 for 6.5. What's a normal, just a good like a good Hornady box? What's a price for the normal stuff? I won't even say premium line, but just good Hornady, $30. So, dude, that didn't ring any warning bells that you can get it for under $20. I'm just giving you crap because you're not here to defend yourself. I'll be a lot nicer when you're within arm's reach of me. I know it. Super performance, good stuff. That's one of the major reasons why. Only one. It's not the main reason, but it is a factor in my mind why I wanted to get a 270. Because if you price 270 ammo, it's cheap. It's usually the same price or within $1 of the price of 243, and those are usually the two cheapest boxes on the shelf. 243 and 270. Even compared to 30-06, 270 seems to be a little cheaper. So that makes a difference in my mind. I can get good ammo for not a lot of money. I can afford to go out and shoot it. Yeah, you know, I honestly, the first 270 I had, it was a cheap Remington ADL out of Walmart. And when I bought that thing, it came with a rebate for instant rebate. I think they threw in 2 boxes of core locked right at Walmart. I think it was an instant rebate. So that's what I shot in 270 too, the first deer that I ever killed. And hey David, what's up? Kingpin's in the house. Yeah, I'm working on driving safe. We're out of the part of the world where there's high traffic, so I can kind of keep up with the chats now. So Bassett's 30. We're about 20 miles away from where Travis is. But that core locked in 270, it was fairly accurate. But I think that my deer hunting accuracy standards are way, way, way lax compared to Travis's. Because he told me his Ruger. Dude, get your butt over here. We're going to hunt all day tomorrow. It's not too far. If you get in the car right now, you can be here by tomorrow night-ish. I'll take you out Saturday morning. So when I'm working on sighting in a deer rifle, I don't have to make my groups all cover, where a 25-cent piece can cover them. As long as I'm hitting within the kill zone, which is, the targets that I usually use from shoot and see, they usually got about a 4-inch square. I'm hurrying. As long as I can hit a 4-inch square with every shot, if I shoot about a 5-shot group, then because half of it's operator error. I'm not the most accurate shooter, and I don't know anything about accuracy shooting as far as, I know how to I know how to hold my breath when I shoot, and I'm working on, the flinch is pretty well gone, so I'm working on now where I don't slap the trigger, but sometimes I still jerk it a little bit. Of course, that's going to throw the shot off, so I'm working on a smooth squeeze on the trigger. But we got that Browning all dialed in to where it's gonna put the hammer down on a deer. We'll be right where we need it to be. Once you take a few deer, it's pretty easy to kind of picture in your mind where the vitals are, and that heart is just a pretty good sized target, really. It's pretty easy to. I don't know, where I aim on a deer, typically it takes out the top two chambers of the heart, and the deer doesn't get far. So, all right, there's a couple comments coming in. Lead sled makes anyone look like a hero. Well, not if you don't weight the thing down. I can tell you that from experience. It'll jump around just as much as any rest will if you don't have weight on it. I know, because I've never been able to weight mine down. I don't have any shot bags for mine. Let's see what else is going on. David Bowling's on MeWe. That's pretty cool. So is Budget. So go to MeWe and check out David Bowling and Budget Guns and Gear. Accuracy is easy. Don't move the gun when you pull the trigger. Accuracy is one thing. Repeatability is the key, right? Any fool can hit a bullseye one time, but to consistently put them where you aim them, that's what we want, right? Shot bag for the lead. The shot bag's not expensive. It's the shot to go in it that I'm having a hard time justifying the cost of. No more than I actually use my lead sled in a year. It's not worth buying 50 pounds of shot right now. Yeah, Mel the Nut's giving out great accuracy advice, so I think I too have been doing it wrong this whole time. Who knew you were supposed to keep everything the same? That's great advice. Mel, I don't remember well, maybe I never even knew. Where do you live? Where are you coming from? You should just come on up and teach us some things about sniping. $40 for a bag of lead. Yeah, that's not something that I'm too concerned about. Will a 25-pound plate fit in the tray on my lead sled, though? Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I've got a friend who just left Madison. He moved down to, I can't tell you now. He moved down to Iowa. He works for a scrap company, salvage company. And he went from Nebraska to Madison, and then now he's in Iowa. And I never did get to see him. I've never been to Wisconsin. So some other friends used to make an annual trek out there. They'd go to the Sonic Boom Music Festival, all of them together. That's not my scene. So I never went with them. But I always wanted to get over there and see Wisconsin and check it out. But now the only guy that I knew personally anyway who lived there is gone. And that's cool. So the People's Republic of Madison. Yeah, he's not a gun nut, so I don't know that restrictive laws are quite as bad, for the people who aren't gun nuts. It seems to me like most of the rest of the laws are pretty well all the same, Of course, taxes vary from area to area, but it seems like the more restrictive laws, they all tend to deal with either automobiles or firearms. More often than not, firearms. But, out there in that California place, you got to have certain stuff on your vehicle, too. make it compliant. So, but yeah, I've thought about getting that weight off of the weightlifting set, but like I said, the biggest thing is I want to make sure that it fits in the tray that I've got for the lead sled. You know, those Caldwell bags, they're shaped and sized to fit 2 of them in there perfect, so that's the biggest thing. See those lights up ahead? We're coming up on Stewart, Nebraska. So those of you that are curious, maybe none of you are, but if you're looking at a map and you're looking at Nebraska, pretty well where we're going to end up is the dead center of the state. Uh-oh, Sergeant Boomer, come on. I just got a notification. I'll have to check them out here after a while. Here I am quarking on them now. All right, anybody that wants to bail and go check out Sergeant Boomer, I understand. I'm okay with it. You're not going to hurt my feelings any. They're a lot more knowledgeable, a lot more professional than what I am here just driving down the road. But if you look at the dead center of the state line, the Nebraska-South Dakota line, it's about halfway across the state. So pretty close to it. And if you look at my logo, there's a star up towards the top of the outline of Nebraska there. It's pretty close to where that hill actually sits. Ghost made my logo for me. Thanks, Ghost. And so in order to get the star to show up, there was no way to put it exactly where it would be, or it wouldn't have actually still been in Nebraska. So he put it the closest he could get it and still make it fit. So that was cool. But that's where we're heading. We're going to be hunting within about 2 or 3 miles of that hill, no matter where we are. So that's kind of cool. It's an actual working cattle ranch in north central Nebraska. It's not like what you are picturing if you've only seen them on TV. But it's home. So hopefully we'll be able to do a caliber corner Saturday from the house there. So that'd be kind of cool if we can get that done. And kind of see what's going on there on Travis's channel. So if you haven't yet subscribed to Travis P11 and to my channel, then you should maybe do that, because you never know what you're going to see this weekend. And don't just subscribe, but also hit that notification bell, so that at any point, if we turn our cameras on, you'll know that's happening. You'll be able to check it out and join us if you want to. Because, man, yeah, that'd be cool if you were here. You're closer than David Bowling. David, when you come out here, would you slip by Milwaukee and pick up Mel? Because that'd be cool. We need to co-op a channel. You know, that could be fun. That could be fun. I've been joking about doing some sort of a Sandhills P11 chat that would incorporate both of us together. And if you have not checked them out, there are some very low quality, sometimes a little robot-y, and the camera is really jumpy. But we shot some video coming home from Tulsa last April, Travis and I did. And it's over on my channel, and I think it's on the Tulsa trip playlist. I can't remember exactly what I named that, but you can go check that out. But I tell you what, there's some comedy gold. We could call the channel Sandy P. There you go. There you go. I kind of like it. What do you guys think? You heard it here first. You know, it was just a live chat is how Every Second Matters got going back in the day, you know. Just somebody had an idea on a chat, and look what happened there. Who knows what could happen? 11 Hills pea shooter. Something. We could, you know what we could call it? Just Tooch and Sandy would be kind of cool. I think Tooch and Sandy would be Pea Shooter LLC. Tooch and Sandy sounds like just a buddy movie, doesn't it? Like a cop movie. I could get behind that. You never know what could happen. So, sounds like a married couple. Okay, well, for those of you that don't know, and I've said this a few times, but Travis does not want anybody thinking whatsoever that there's any appearance that he and I might be involved in any way. When we drove down to Tulsa, we met up and I rode down in his car with him because he got really good gas, or his wife's car gets really good gas mileage, and then we also cut costs and we split a hotel room, you know, and it had 2 beds in it. So we get down there to Spring Hill Suites in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we get ready to check in, and Travis gives he had the reservation under his name, and he gives the lady at the front desk the name. And I was standing right there beside him, you know. He's like, "Yeah, we're checking in." He gives her his first and last name, and she goes, "2 queens?" And Travis says, "No, we're not together. We're both married, but our wives are at home." She meant 2 beds in the room. He just wanted to make sure everybody knew that we weren't a couple. So, kind of hurt my feelings a little bit. I don't think he thinks I'm cute enough to be a couple with him. So. Of course, I haven't met Travis's wife, but I've seen pictures of her, and I can understand why he wouldn't want anybody thinking he was with me, because both of us have much better looking wives than each other. A dog and his cop master. Yeah, Tom Hanks would have to be in the movie then, wouldn't he? So anyway, but that's enough about goofing around. There's a long, straight stretch of highway here. We just crossed into Rock County, Nebraska, and I can see some lights up ahead, and some of them are headlights, but some of them are a little town. It's not really even much of a town by most of y'all standards, but it's a town by my standards because it's bigger than where I came from. It's called Newport, Nebraska, and that's where we're going to meet up. So here in about another 3 or 4 miles, I'll be signing off so that we can get on the road. And I'm not going to keep the feed going because, again, we're going to go through some parts of the world where the signal gets a little faint. So hopefully it'll hold all the way to where the rendezvous point is. If not, then I'll be roboting before that. So 2 queens. Yeah, you weren't down there, I don't think, for that part, Grim. And when we checked in, we hadn't really met anybody yet, and I didn't know very many people. The only faces I really knew to even recognize were Matt, Clover, and Ghost. That was about it. So a few other people I met, didn't really know them until then. Grim was one of them. Grim's a cool guy. I don't care what Travis says, Grim's all right. Just kidding, I just threw Travis under the bus. He's never trash talked Grim. They're both teachers. They kind of have this fraternity going where they're pals just because they're educators. So I don't think there's this much flat road in all of Maryland. I've heard that from deer hunters that have come out from Baltimore. Grim does. When is the spring show? First weekend in April, always. I don't know that Sandhills Sweetheart and I are going to make it. This cancer thing is kind of throwing a wrench in the budget just because she's not able to work right now. So I'm not e-begging. We're fine. Nobody has to send us money. I'm just saying that certain things like going to Tulsa are probably off the table for a year or so. But we're doing okay. I'm not trying to make anybody feel sorry for us. So, well, these lights that you guys can see up there, that is the little white spot in the road that is called Newport. So, Travis, I am just about here. And I will let everybody go. Like I said, guys, if you haven't subscribed and clicked notifications for Travis and myself, you need to do that. Anybody who's watching this that's not part of gun channels, shame on you. You need to be part of gun channels. So get over there and get signed up for that. It's free. There's no excuse. Hey, I know that Jeep. All right, guys, I'm going to sign off. You guys have a great rest of your night, and God bless y'all.